Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. I want to speak again to all of you, especially the poor, but all of you. And I want to say to you that most of my life I've tried to be respectful to the human race. That means all of you. I've tried to carry myself in a manner that you have suggested, prescribed, would be acceptable amongst you as a citizen that you would appreciate. I've recognized some faults in society. You know, we all got our careers, and I've spent my time addressing the faults because that's my issue, and I don't ever receive any money for it as far as supporting my livelihood, but I never expected to. My whole point has been to give you a certain amount of information, true information, that would make you ready to change the world. And that hasn't happened, so I want to spend a little time and I want to talk to you as the poor people, because they're the one that hurts the most out of the system that you have accepted to live under. I want you to know, first of all, that God is everything. God is everything. The church is supposed to be the voice of God, the body of God, doing the work of God. I want to tell you that the church ain't shit. Let me say it one more time. God is everything. The church and its religion ain't shit as far as God is concerned. You don't work for God. You don't serve God. You serve man. I've had 40 years to test you in the name of God. I've been all across this country, and I've shared with you that this earth belongs to God. No man made this earth. Everything that's in it, God gave it. I told you that. All of you God-loving folks. I told you that God made you. I told you that God made you common amongst all humankind. Y'all might have different colors, different kind of hair, different color eyes, and all that other kind of stuff, but you need air to breathe. You need a body to live in. You need food, you need clothing, you need shelter. I told you that. You need education. I told you that. You need health care. I told you that. God provided for all, each and every last one of you, all of those things, and the best that it can be delivered. I told you that God prepared that stuff for you. I also told you how God prepared that you could get it. God gave the material, gave you the body, the physical body, and the needs that are common amongst all of you, and gave you a desire for a career that gives you the greatest pleasure that you can ever imagine. And when you indulge in that career, don't let nothing stop you. Nothing stops God's people from doing God's work in God's world. And when you put your hands to the plow and you start doing your thing, you might not even know it. You don't worry about that. It matches up like that. Everything comes together. And what are you doing? You're creating. What are you creating? Food, clothing, shelter, education, and health care. And it's all being done by you, and you don't even call it a job. It's your baby. It's your reason for getting up in the morning time. Looking forward to waking up, because the day is the day that you get a chance to shine like the sun, shining every day. I told you that. But then some turkey came around and decided that if you chose a different kind of way of doing things, you can have a better life. Yeah, told you if you decide to do things a different way, you'd have a better life. Con you. Got you divided amongst yourselves. Start telling you that you were better than someone else. Even came up with a tool to use to prove to you that you don't need to work together with anyone. Just that amount that is needed, that is required to do what this power over here wants. And they'll pay you money. You can buy your own food, buy your own clothes, buy your own shelter. But what are you doing in the same time you're doing that? You're creating thieves. You're creating people that are breaking your house because they're trying to survive. You're creating people that will rob you by gunpoint if they have to, because they're trying to survive. You got people who are selling their bodies in the streets out there if they have to. And at the same time, you got people putting on guns, going out there killing people in the name of some lie, while they are taking things from other people and putting it up in their bonds and give you a cut of it. And you have convinced that that's the way that God approves it. You heard somewhere in the Bible where it was said something about somebody asked about taxes, and Jesus, supposedly the Son of God, got it and said, whose picture's on it? They say Caesar. They say, then render to Caesar that which is Caesar, and to God that which is God. No man can serve two masters. He made it plain and clear. You either serve Caesar, which is money, or you serve God. That's one another. Now, how many churches out there tell you that? How many churches tell you that when you out there working, getting paid? We know you need that money to get paid in the world's way. But to be born again means you making a choice that you're turning your back on the world's way, and you're going to, by the power of life, by the power of God, stand up and create a different kind of world by doing the right thing and demanding that the right thing be done. Those people who are sitting idly by wondering what the hell is going on will see. When they see you're standing up for them, they will see. They'll put those guns down and stop killing other people when they can see what God is all about. No, you're not telling anything about God. You're lying. You've been led. You've been tricked. You have a soup line. You go over there and give somebody some clothes and say you're doing God's business. That's not God's business. That's the devil's business. Why? Because it's keeping you right there. It's not taking you any place. Even the devil used you to go into different territories and tell people about God. Get them to break whatever morals they might have exhibited before. Because you showed a little kindness in those areas where they were suffering the most. Then the enemy came in, popped them, and they became victims. The whole darn world is like that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so darn tired of you. For 40 years I've sat here and I tell you that don't worry about all that stuff. Why are you out there telling somebody about Jesus being the Son of God? What does that mean in today's world? Today's world is meaning living or dying. And we've been told that God is about living. That's what you say God is about. There are those who have seen the miraculous power of God, and they know that God is alive. They know that God is waiting to be used by those who say, come into me, come into my body, use me, Lord. And he will direct their path. You can't serve the devil and call yourself serving God. People out there exploiting folks, lying and cheating, gambling, people trying to win the lottery. You see how they want to win the lottery, all the game shows? They want to win something because they're hungry for something. It's hungry for what God has given them freely. And you lying ass bitches and punks calling yourself children of God. And you're the people in the world, you know better. I'm talking about you too. I never thought I'd live to get past 18. When I skipped that, I never thought I'd get past 23. Right now, I'm 67 years old. And for 40 of those years, I put myself in a position of poor people. Not as poor as, I'm not as poor as some of them. But I'm darn sure poorer than I want to be. But I'm here because I chose to be here. I chose to be here because I know by this power of God in us will we rise and straighten the world up. We won't be walking around here like a fool on a sign with a corner saying, help me, give me $1. You know, people don't even believe you need that dollar. They think you're conning them. Any excuse they can come up with. Get your ass off that damn corner. And by the power of God, go to the powers that be and tell them no fucking more. Give you a job to change this world. And I ain't lying. You got your kids out there, those of you who've gotten older. No opportunities. They just drifting and running, wondering what they're going to do. Some of them trying to serve a little weed here and there, trying to make a couple extra bucks. So they don't have to be walking around with their head down like they're gone. And you, the only thing you can think about is let's create some new jobs by building a prison over here. Let's make sure we get more drugs in the community so we can get them off the streets and put them over here. Yeah, we've always had those kind of people. We got them all over the earth today. But we don't have to worry about all over the earth right now. All we have to do is worry about the United States. And for those of you who are in Minnesota, we start by worrying about Minnesota. These politicians don't understand what I just told you. You know exactly what I told you is the absolute truth. See, I ran for president a couple of times. And what did I espouse? The same things I just got through telling you. I went to the preachers' homes. I went to the members of the church, the saved again people's homes. And none of them could embrace this information. None of them wanted to support it. And then I saw you. I saw you with my own eyes. I heard you with my own ears give the conversation. Might not be the best, but he's better than the other. So let's vote for the lesser evil. The lesser. You people call yourselves children of God, going down there voting for something evil. But you thought that was what God wanted you to do. And that is exactly what God wanted you to do. The same God that's picture is on that money. That's exactly what he wanted you to do. But the power, that God that you can't see, you can't touch, you can't feel, but you are the evidence thereof. Oh, baby, you can't buy that. You got to be real about that. And damn it, I'm still living in this world, still screwed up and gotten worse and worse and worse. Every year of those 40 years that I've been here speaking, this earth has been getting worse. Even my going to jail didn't mean anything. Even when I tried to make them kill me, they didn't, because I wasn't having no effect on you. They just figured I'm a fool, like you do. But I'm telling you, like the streets would tell you, God is everything. But you who profess to be children of God, you ain't shit. Ain't shit. And those of you who are atheists, who don't even believe in God, those of you who might believe in monkeys, whatever you believe in, the same thing that's required to have peace and prosperity and joy for everyone is the requirement of God, the God of life. And those who are led by that spirit is going to stand up and make sure that that gets done. And so I'll be going to these churches that have been ignoring me for 40 years. And I'll be talking to you preachers. I'll be talking to you pastors. I'm not coming at you to attack you. I'll be coming to you to share with you the word. You haven't heard it, and so you can't do. But I'll be there to share it with you. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying bye-bye.